Snow is. We're getting reports of snow about as far north as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the eastern suburbs of Philadelphia. There are advisories that have been issued for the north central part of New Jersey and the eastern suburbs of Philadelphia for some snow later this afternoon and tonight. This is pretty much virgin, not touching the ground up there, but back in this area at the higher elevations in West Virginia, getting some pretty heavy snows. It is rain south of Richmond, and the rain snow line looks to be just south of Baltimore here, where we have mostly rain, where the snow is to the north. Temperatures again hovering right around the freezing mark. Get a little closer for you. This is where Mike Seidel is in Washington. As you can see, that it is pretty much covered now. We had a dry patch move through a little earlier. That's this area that has moved to the east. We have another one to the west that'll be moving through as well. Further to the south in this area, I've had some thunderstorms that swept through the panhandle of Florida. None of those have been severe, but they have dropped some heavy amounts of rain, and we're getting some snow in the mountains of western North Carolina and east Tennessee. It's going to be later this afternoon. This low is tracking to the northeast. As it does so, the winds will be changing out of the northwest and the southeastern states. They'll be picking up and temperatures will be dropping. They're already down into the 30s in northern Alabama, while in North Georgia, temperatures are in the mid-40s. It looks like the Northeast will be spared from this system. The big cities of New York and Boston, at this point, looks like the storm system will move on off the coast without affecting your weather. Once again, some of the snow totals. Washington Dulles so far has gotten about a half to an inch, or 2 inches at Dulles National, about a half an inch of snow. 4 to 5 in Waynesboro and Staunton in Virginia, and getting some nice beneficial snows for the ski resorts in West Virginia and North Carolina. We'll be back right after these messages with the second half of WeatherScope. Meanwhile, stay with us.
Local forecast, weather information you can plan on, because we show it on the 8s of every hour. Local on the 8s on the Weather Channel.
Little northeast wind off of Lake Michigan, and you know the favored snowbelt locations over here: South Bend, Gary, Benton Harbor, Battle Creek. But today we got the winds coming off the northeast, so that means the coast areas, Kenosha, Racine, southward toward the Chicago area, are getting some snow. Wilmette, Winnetka on the north shoreline, getting some light snow this morning, and getting some light snow out in the western part of the state too, out around Rockford. But the lake effect snows are kind of interesting, and the expectation is for a couple of inches of snow with that northeast wind. Meanwhile, most of your travel problems are going to be in the mid-Atlantic southward through the coast of the Carolinas, with some pretty heavy rain at times today. And this is late today. Down over the next month or so. All it takes is a couple of big nor'easters, though, so I don't want to speak too soon. We've got double-barreled low here, one just off the coast of the Carolinas. This is going to intensify as the afternoon goes on. It's going to wrap Atlantic moisture into some colder air. Temperature has gone up to 36 degrees around National Airport. It's now down to 34 again, and all it has to do is drop a couple of more degrees, which we suspect it will later this afternoon, and we get significant accumulation and some travel problems later in the day. This morning, traveling not too bad. Wet roads is all that you'll be confronted with, at least in the metro area of Washington. But when you start getting out in some of the suburb areas, well, you have more of a likelihood for some travel difficulty. That's mostly rain down here along the coast. This low will move to the east through the Carolinas later this afternoon. Behind this system, we're going to get some cooling conditions. Temperatures are going to drop fairly dramatically. Atlanta started out about 51 degrees several hours ago. It's now in the 40s. Temperatures in the 30s over northern Alabama and portions of West Tennessee. As that colder air moves to the east, it'll also begin to dry the air out, and we might get some breaks in the overcast late this afternoon for folks in Birmingham and Huntsville over for the weekend. So they're seeing some snow fly this morning. To the north in Ohio, have winter weather advisories have been issued for northeastern Ohio. Around the Cleveland area, it's been snowing all morning long, and that snow reaches back into Indiana, but the advisories have been...
Watch out. Now, towards Richmond, a little further to the Carolinas, we are seeing mostly rain showers, but inland, D.C., Baltimore, and even into Philadelphia, we're reporting snow. Most of the snow is falling light. Let's go back. The